Any achievement in life comes after a challenge or set of challenges. That is the law of life. Anything that you achieve has to come after a set of challenges. That is the law. We spoke about this briefly before. I'll give an example. So, which grade are you in? 7th. You're in 7th grade. So, one fine day you woke up in the morning and found yourself in the 7th grade. Yeah? You don't have to do anything before that. You were born and then you went to 7th grade. No. Something you had to do. At the very least, you had to study 6th grade. Very least. You have to study 6th grade, you have to study for a year, do all those quizzes, midterms, perform, study, and then eventually you went to 7th grade. Anything that you achieve has to go through a period of a challenge, something that you have to do, something that is not easy, something that is not just like that available. You have to go through that to get that. Anything, anybody, work is like that. One fine day you will not find yourself at work. You have to prepare a resume, you have to apply for a job, you have to attend an interview. Eventually, you get a job. Paycheck does not come one fine day. In order to get a paycheck every month, you have to work 30 whole days, 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, and then you get a paycheck. Anything in life is like that. You have to do something in order to get something. Concept. The same concept is also applicable whenever you feel a negative emotion. So what's a negative emotion? Whenever you feel something like anger, whenever you feel something like jealousy, whenever you feel something like vengeance, revenge, pride, hurt, pain, anything, you know that you have to watch that cartoon at 7 o'clock, but somehow your dad tells you have to do your homework, and you feel so frustrated. That frustration is a negative emotion. Now, just like how a challenge is presented with a reward, why isn't just a reward given? Because it is life's way of asking, it is God's way of asking, here is a challenge, show me what you can do. Do you want to go past the challenge? Do you want to work 30 days and then get a paycheck? Or do you want to sit at home and say, I don't want a paycheck? What do you want to do? Do you want to practice hard for a soccer match and then try to win? Or do you just want to land the test? What do you want to do? It's God's way of asking, show me what you can do. Similarly, whenever you face an event that presents you with any of these negative emotions, frustration, you know you like spaghetti, and your mom makes aloo paratha, that anger, that frustration, whenever you feel that, it is God's way of asking, it is life's way of asking, here is a situation, what do you want to do? Here is a situation where you can choose, what do you want to do? God's not going to ask you, are you a good person or a bad person? You're going to say, I am a good person. It's very easy to say I'm a good person when you are presented with that situation which is challenging. What do you do or what do you choose to do is what defines you as a person. When somebody cuts you off and you're driving on the highway, you feel like cursing, what do you choose to do? That is what defines you. It's God's way of asking, given that challenge, what do you do? It's very easy to feel so frustrated that I married this guy. All the guys in the world, given that moment of challenge, what do you choose to do? Get frustrated, get angry, act on that anger, or choose to accept? So it's God's way of asking that question, and He asks us every day, every moment. It's up to us to choose. We're going to talk about a character who, when faced with that question, actually two characters, who, when faced with that challenge, that question, over and over and over again, how their choices defined them as people. Who are okay in all other aspects, but when faced with a challenge, they made choices that eventually defined them. Okay. So, what do we know about Drona so far? Drona was who? Drona was the teacher of the Pandavas and Kauravas. Before that, what did he do?
Good friend of.
He was a good friend of Drupada. How long was he a good friend of Drupada? Since when was he a friend of Drupada? When they were little kids. Since that moment, they were great friends. Drupada and Drona were great friends since childhood. And in that childhood, in that innocence of a childhood, Drupada said, when I become the king, I will give you half my kingdom. He said it very innocently. He meant it. When I become the king, I will give you half my kingdom. Don't worry. When they grew up, Drupada became the king. Drona was unfortunately poor. And one day, what did Drupada do? What did Drupada do? He went to Drupada. What did Drona do? Drona went and spoke to Drupada and asked him what?
Some help.
You said that you will give me half of your kingdom.
So did he ask for half the kingdom?
Not that.
He said, I want help. I'm poor. My wife and children don't have anything to eat. Help me out. That's all he said. Drupada by this time he was a king and he was full of pride and said, I'm the king. And he saw Drona, he recognized him, but he somehow said, how can a beggar like you be a friend of a king like me? Go away. Faced with that situation, he chose to humiliate Drona. Okay, so far it's okay. So far, life presents us with a challenge. Drona was presented with a challenge. He was faced with a situation that he did not like. A friend whom he thought was a friend decided to humiliate him. A situation he did not like. And that is what you're going to be faced with. A situation you do not like. Drona had a choice. He would have said, it's his kingdom, his money, he doesn't owe me anything. He chose not to give it to me, and that's fine. But he chose to develop this feeling of revenge. He felt humiliated. And when he felt humiliated, he said, I will make sure that Drupada is defeated. I will teach him a lesson. And that was his sole motive. So he went and he joined Pandavas and Kauravas and he trained Arjuna as his protege and trained him so that one day Arjuna can avenge him. Faced with a choice, Drona decided to avenge his humiliation. Okay. Now let's come back to the present. So this, the princess had performed in that arena. Karna had become friend of Duryodhana. Everything was over. Once everything was over, Drona called the Pandavas and Kauravas and said, Princess, your education is over. Your education is over. Therefore, you owe me a fee. The princess said, sure. Whatever fee you want, we'll give you. And Drona said, the fee I demand is the capture of King Drupada. I want him captured alive. Choices. Drona made a choice. Again, faced with that challenge, Drona made a choice. The choice was capture Drupada alive. They said, okay. Now the first Kauravas went, all the brothers, and Karna was now with them, everybody went, huge army, they went to fight Drupada. Now Drupada was no ordinary king, he was very powerful, huge army, and like a lot of backing. His brothers were powerful. And when the Kauravas went and attacked them, they fought. And the Kauravas were defeated. The Pandavas were still outside the kingdom waiting. Kauravas went, fought with Drupada's kingdom, they were defeated. And they came back. Once they came back, the Pandavas went in. Out of respect for their eldest brother, the four Pandavas asked Yudhishthira to stay back, and just the four of them went to fight the entire army of Drupada. Now imagine, 100 Kauravas went with Karna and their allies and soldiers, everybody went, they were defeated. Same Drupada's army, just four of them went. Arjuna, Bhima, Nakula, Sahadeva, just four of them. And they fought valiantly. Eventually, entire army of Drupada was defeated. Only Drupada and Arjuna were fighting. And after some time, Arjuna defeated Drupada also, jumped into his chariot, captured him, came back, and presented him in front of Drona and said, Guru, here is the field. Okay. So how did it start? It started with a promise made by a small child to another child, innocently. When they grew up, the promise was broken. Drupada chose to humiliate Drona. The choice Drona made was revenge. Is what Drupada did, was it right or wrong? When he said, not, how can a beggar like you be a friend of a king like me? Is it right or wrong? Wrong? Right? It's not a trick question. I'm just making a trick face. Right or wrong? It's a wrong thing to do. He could have very well given him a few things that he asked for. Wrong thing to do. Drupada did that. Drona swearing revenge, right or wrong? Wrong thing to do. In fact, it is worse than what Drupada did. Okay, anyway, Drona swore revenge and also made sure that he got his revenge. Drupada was captured alive. Now he had a chance to do the right thing. Faced with the challenge, Drupada was defeated. He was standing before him. Drona had all the power. This is what he chose to do. He said, King Drupada. What am I saying? King Drupada? You are no longer a king. You are defeated. Your kingdom is mine. I am the king. You are a nobody. Now, I can say, how can a king like me be a friend of a nobody like you? Faced with the situation, Drona again made a choice, this time to humiliate Drupada. Also wrong. All the time, they were constantly faced with that choice. This time, Drona chose to humiliate Drupada. And he went on. He went on to say, so even now we are not equals. Now you are a beggar and I am a king, so we can't be friends. So let me do this. Let me give you half the kingdom. So both of us are now equal owners of half the kingdom. So how will you be my friend? Kind of poking him the wrong way, humiliating him over and over again. Drupada was extremely humiliated, but he was defeated. He didn't have a choice. And he said, Drona, you're very smart. Okay. I've always liked you. Yes, we can be friends. So, Drona and Drupada parted with one half a kingdom each, and they both became friends. Now, Drona felt good now, because he had achieved what he wanted to achieve. He had his revenge, he had humiliated Drupada. He felt good. But this time, Drupada felt humiliated. Well, he was humiliated in front of everybody. He was defeated. He was made to feel like a nobody, given half a kingdom as though it was pity. Drupada felt humiliated. And he had a choice. He could have at least said yes. When he came to me, I humiliated him. So he humiliated me in return. Squared. I don't have to do anything else. When he was faced with that choice, Drupada decided, I will have a revenge on Drona. And he went and prayed for a son who would defeat and kill Drona. All started with an innocent promise. And that is the key here. All of you will be faced with situations and you will make innocent promises. Because when you make that promise, it will seem so genuine, no matter how old you are. When you make a promise, it seems so genuine. When you have to act on that promise, that is when it gets tougher. Your mind will start asking questions. Half a kingdom I promised him? Why did I promise him half a kingdom? 10% of the kingdom. 10% of my bank balance. Why did I promise him half my bank balance? Such questions will come. Every time you're faced with a situation where something you do not like happens, that is God's way. That is nature's way of asking you, what do you choose to do? And your choice will reflect the person you are. Because that is the only way nature or God or whoever can find out what kind of person are you. Are you a person who gets angry? Are you a person who gets frustrated? Are you a person who curses? Are you a person who suffers in pain? The corollary, accepting, being happy, saying it's okay, it's no problem, is actually very easy. It's actually very easy. But we don't choose to do that. We have a glass. Got it. Do you think we have a glass inside? Now, why are we faced with that situation? Isn't there any other way for not to find out? Let's demonstrate that also. So, Naman. So you're sitting there, right? Now, here's the rule: you should sit there, but you should punch me. You should really punch me. Really punch me. I should feel it. I'm not feeling it. Why am I not feeling it? Because I told you to sit there. Because you're not in a situation and you're not in an environment where punching me will actually make me feel pain. It's not possible because you're too far away. Now come here. Actually come. Okay, now punch me. Now you can punch me. Okay. Now you are in a situation where it's a reality. Punching me can happen. This is exactly what happens. It's very easy to say, of course I won't get angry. Of course I won't get frustrated. Of course I'm some guy who takes things easy in life. But life will put you in that situation where punching is an option. And that is when you have to prove yourself. Not otherwise. Otherwise it's all talk. Otherwise it's all feeding our own self-ego. It is when faced with that moment that hurting is an option. It's only in that moment that your choice actually makes a difference. Okay, don't think there is a glass here. So I wanted to show you something, but I'll show you probably next time. Oh, you got a glass. It's a big glass.
These are not see-through.
Okay, let's use that. Oh yeah, thank you. We got it.
Okay.
actually choosing to do the right thing, right? It's actually very easy. It's not difficult, it's actually very easy. Okay. I was hoping we'll have a see-through glass, but this is all we have. You saw me pour this inside, right? Can you see what's inside? You can see what's inside?
Yeah.
Some funny looking thing. I've not told you it's juice, it's just a juice bottle. Just some funny looking liquid. It's called juice. I don't even know if it's edible. No, that's it. Okay, so this, no juice, juice. Okay. What is in this cup?
Nothing. Air. Air.
Air, not nothing. There is air in this cup, but you can't see it. Is there air in this cup? Yes. What is in this cup? Juice. Sure?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, some weird looking liquid. What is the first thing you should do in order to fill this cup that has a weird looking liquid with air? First thing you should do. How can you put air in it? It's filled with liquid. What is the first thing you should do? I can drink it. If I'm sure it's edible, sure, yeah, but I'm not sure it's edible. What is the first thing I have to do to fill this cup with air?
Pour the juice in the other cup.
Pour the juice in the other cup, pour it down, pour it away. Something has to be done with the cup that is already full in order to fill it with air. The minute I pour it out, automatically it's filled with air. And that is the magic of feeling any positive emotion. It is in our nature to be happy. We are all naturally very happy people. And when faced with that challenge, the first thing that happens is our cup gets filled with this weird looking liquid. Called anger, called frustration, called pain, called suffering. And the minute we let go of it, just like this, it's that easy. The minute we let go of that weird looking feeling, immediately be filled with that bliss. Immediately, just like that, magic. Okay? Think about this. It's a very important, very powerful lesson for everybody. Only when faced with that moment of challenge, just like Drona was faced with, just like Drupada, only when faced with that moment do your choices matter. It could come at any time. It will surprise you. Surprise you during dinner. It will surprise you when you're faced with a situation with your mom and dad. It will surprise you at work. No matter how old you are, it could surprise you however old you are. You know that all you want to do is have your child or son or daughter call you, and he doesn't call you for weeks together. The day he calls you, frustration is the first thing that will come. What do we choose to do? It's very important. What I'd like to do today is I'll play the Gita Dhyana Shloka again. Just today, after this session, just don't talk amongst yourself. Think about this. You can silently leave one. We'll take care of the chairs. Think about this. Very important point. You will be faced with that situation over and over again every day. What do you choose to do? What are you going to choose to do? Okay. We'll meet next week. Please leave silently. And start playing this. Listen to this as much as you want to. Then you can leave. Wait.
few minutes thinking about it.
पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दाय तपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दुग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजना गान्धारनीलोफला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरडनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलम् गीतार्थगन्धोद्घटम् नानाख्यानककेसरम् हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरहः पेपीयमानम् मुदा भूयात् भारत पंकजं कलिवलः प्रध्वंसिर श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तन्न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः.
You can start leaving, Ananda.